Hey, good afternoon. This is Sarah from Thing of Strength Coaching. I'll give you a few minutes, see if anybody joins us here. I wanted to come on today and talk about getting unstuck and the power of seeking the source. Welcome. This is Sarah from Thing of Strength Coaching, and I'm here to talk to you today about seeking the source and how seeking the source can help you get unstuck from self-limiting beliefs that you might have. And maybe you remember from yesterday's live and yesterday's blog about how I can't run. And I don't run. Mommy doesn't run. I don't even run across the street. These are things that I say to myself and my kids and my friends. And maybe you say things like this too, right? Like maybe you believe that you can't lose weight. You say things like, I can't lose weight. Dreams are not practical. I'll never find another job. I'm just not good at math. I'm just not good at driving. I'm just not good at cooking. These ideas that we have about ourselves, they can become like prophetic. By thinking them, we can actually make them true. Even when they really aren't true. And why would you want to settle for, thinking like that's just how you are, that's just how I am, when you could be living your best life? Well, so yesterday we talked about identifying a self-limiting belief, and the one that I've identified is that I can't run. So hopefully you have had an opportunity to think on this a little bit and maybe identify a self-limiting belief that you think is standing in your way. Today, we're going to sort of dig in a little bit and try to uncover maybe a little bit of what's behind your self-limiting belief. And the way to do that is to ask yourself some questions, and you might want to, grab a pen or paper or something to write with, a journal, because it might be helpful to write some of these things down. I can say that it was helpful. It was certainly helpful for me. And the things you might ask yourself are, when did you first believe this thing? What happened for you to believe it? Were you told to believe it by someone, maybe a parent or a teacher, someone that you trusted, but maybe who wasn't thinking kindly about you, even if that was an inadvertent thing? Is your belief based on an experience? Maybe did you try something once and fail, and then sort of formed this belief that you were not capable of doing that thing? So when I think about this for my own I can't run belief, this is what I get. So I never considered myself to be a runner. When I was growing up, my sister played soccer, and she was always the one who did like the running sport. I was a good skier, and I liked skiing, and I was pretty good at it, and I did ski team in high school and in college, and I liked it in part because there was not a ton of running required, at least not distance running, right? And I did do track and field. I certainly had to go out and do running things when I was a kid, but I was a good sprinter. And so I tended to excel in the sprint distances, but I didn't like, or it's definitely some kind of childhood thing where I came up with this idea that either I didn't like running or I wasn't good at running. I can't quite pinpoint an actual event, but it definitely started when I was a kid. And I did kind of get over this belief for a while, and I did start running a little bit as an adult. I even ran a 5K or a 10K, probably 5K too, and a half marathon in 2012. But then after I had my first kid, after Ben was born, my body just didn't quite work the same way as it had before. Ladies, I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about, but my pelvic floor was just not the same as what it once was before I'd had babies. And so it hasn't really necessarily improved. If anything, it might be worse, and this kind of complication, we'll call it, definitely makes running somewhat uncomfortable, and I do fear negative consequences. of jarring movements, and I'm afraid of what will happen if I run. And I have done some physical therapy for it to see if it would get better, but it maybe didn't really. And so that's kind of only reinforced the idea that I'm just not capable of running anymore. So today, I challenge you to think about what you get when you start to dive into your self-limiting beliefs. Where does the story start for you? How do you feel when you take the time to recognize where this belief formed? I invite you to do a little journaling on that, and to tune back in tomorrow when we continue to talk about this whole idea of self-limiting beliefs and how we can overcome them and get unstuck to live our best lives. In strength, Sarah, peace out.